Enjoy yourself, baby. That's all you gotta do. Enjoy yourself.
The time where mascots were everything in the fast food industry. McDonald's had Ronald the
Good
Clown, Burger
grief.
King had the King, KFC
God.
had Colonel Sanders. These characters and people.
This nigga ugly as fuck, bro. Like, no hate and shit, bro, but like, I don't like. Why is your face so soft, my nigga? Why is everything so round? What is wrong? Like, what's up with you, bro? Why your teeth
Gave
so
a
big?
lot of life to the brand. Subway was one of the
No
companies
hating
that wanted
shit,
to
bro.
get
You
in
probably
on this,
cool
and
as
in
fuck.
1999 they struck gold with Jared Fogle.
This
a man who
this
lost
ugly
245 pounds
bastard.
just by eating Subway every single day. It was the absolute perfect
Crazy.
marketing campaign. What became one single commercial became a 50.
Y'all gotta realize, like, yo, this nigga really got popular off fucking eating Subway sandwiches and shit, bro. You gotta think about how crazy that shit is. He didn't do anything like, bro. It's not like he ate anything else during the day. He ate 2 fucking sandwiches the whole day. Then lost hella weight. You can do that with any fucking fast food place, bro. Any place. He just told Subway.
Year-long relationship. Subway's profits skyrocketed because of Jared, and he was worth a very humble.
This nigga made mad money for doing
But
the
deep
bare
down,
minimum.
Jared was hiding a secret. Jared was the complete opposite of the wholesome person that he made
Fucking
everyone
freak
out to
Bob.
be. This is a story of Jared from Subway, a monster in plain sight. So let's cut the bullshit and get right into it. Now, Jared's obesity starts where most does, at childhood. All day, every day, Jared would eat junk food while sitting his fat ass on the couch playing video games. It would start to add up, and by middle school, he weighed 250 pounds. He was
Jesus!
heavier than the teachers. The more he got bullied, the more he ate food to cope with.
No hate. Alright, no hate. I ain't gonna lie. There was this one nigga in my school, bro. I was best friends with him, bro. His name was like Kai, bro. That nigga weighed like 230 pounds, 200 something. But he was like, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, bro. This was like 8th grade. He was like 13 or something. He was like 6'1", bro. 6'1", some shit, bro. So I'm not even going. No, when you taller, the weight looks different. You feel me? But he was a fat nigga, bro. I used to get on him a lot.
With it, and the fatter he got, which made him get even more bullied. It was a non-stop cycle. Jared was the chubby, nerdy kid who sat by himself at lunch. Sitting next to him
There
was
was
social
one fat
suicide.
kid.
Jared continued this lifestyle all the way
In
into
school,
college,
bro.
where
They
he
used
weighed
to
a hefty
dog on him.
125 pounds. Every single day, he was
That's probably how much he weighed, too.
15 cans of soda and consuming 10,000 calories. His everyday life was not fun. He couldn't go on the planes or roller coasters. Even a mere walking was literally a challenge for him. He literally wore an XXXXXXL shirt, which they
Fucking
don't even
grieve.
make, and you specifically had to get those made for you.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm just keep it a buck, bro. I hate fat people, bro. I hate fat people.
I'm like, what do you say fuck me for?
Shit gotta be about food with you, bro. We can be talking about Beyblades and shit. Your hungry ass can bring up, oh, but they have a Beyblades burger or some shit, bro. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, fat bastard?
College, he specifically chose classes that were close to him and made sure that he was able to actually fit in the seats. Even with the pleading of his family, Jared had really no plans or hope of actually losing any weight, even though his life was an absolute struggle. Because of Jared's
He need to
obesity, he
shave.
started
I
to
don't know, he
suffer
need to
from
cut that
sleep
fucking
apnea,
hair,
which makes
bro.
you fall asleep at random places. He would literally just doze off randomly in class or on campus, which was pretty embarrassing. But one day, Jared was driving his car to
You're like a drug addict politician. Like, what the fuck?
class and literally
Stop,
fell asleep.
stop,
the
yo,
wheel and got
lower your eyebrows, sir.
to a crash that almost cost him his life. And that's when Jared made the realization that he had to change. So in 1998, he made a vow that he would lose the weight no matter what. Jared would change his diet entirely and would only eat at Subway.
Which I know, I'm
His
not
diet
hating on,
was
I am hating
one
on this
small
nigga, but I'm not hating on
morning,
this nigga.
one
This
large
video,
veggie sub at
pretty
night
good.
with some baked
He
chips
cool.
and a diet soda. Now, why Subway? Well, to be honest, the reason was because it was actually 10 steps away from where he lived on campus. No joke. And again, since Jared wasn't very mobile, this was kind of really the smart decision. It was really more out of convenience rather than preference.
Right.
But it was also because of the fact that Subway constantly advertised themselves as healthy. Lots of fast food places like McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, Domino's, they don't really shy away from the fact that they are extremely
I never got the hype with Subway, bro. Subway is like so fucking mid. The middest fucking subs you can get, the middest cheesesteak you can get, middest anything you can get, bro. You eat from Subway, bro. You wear shoes with no socks, bro. you walk on the boardwalk barefoot, bro. Like, that's the type of nigga that you are if you fucking eat Subway, bro. Because ain't no way you just willingly eating Subway. Who willingly eats Subway? I'm sorry.
Terrible for you. They kind of
Like, that, you eat Subway when Jersey Mike's is closed or some shit, bro. Or you don't got that around you or some shit. Or like you ever had ShopRite subs? Like, unless, like, you go to ShopRite and, like, everything just closed or some shit. Like, bro, that's where you go. You don't go to fucking Subway, bro. That's ass.
just
I feel like any place, any food chain that has, like, food in their name, like, the main dish in their name is gonna be ass. You know, Taco Bell, ass. Dunkin' Donuts, ass. Fucking Burger King, extremely ass. If I catch you eating Burger King, bro, I'm gonna fucking throw my fucking semen on you.
colors and fancy logos to distract you from it. But Subway didn't do that. Their whole marketing campaign was trying to convince customers that they were the healthier option. In 1999, their campaign was literally 7 sandwiches, 6 grams of fat. Jared would only eat these Subway sandwiches during the day and nothing else. He went from losing 1 pound to 10 pounds to over 100 pounds. Within a single year, Jared weighed
famous short
180 pounds, dropping
bitch, what?
245 pounds. He literally now weighed less than half of what he used to be. It was such an extreme and quick change that he was literally unrecognizable to people on campus. When he walked by fellow students, they did not know that this slim guy was the same Jared Fulton.
Look, not even knowing what his freak ass interests were. Not even knowing what the fuck he was thinking in his head right now. He probably see fucking. It's either. I'm gonna tell you what he looking at, bro. He either see a fucking sub, a big ass sub in the corner or some shit, or he see a fucking teenage girl, bro. That's the only reason why he looks so happy right there.
That barely could fit in the fucking class seats. His own roommate that lived with him did not even recognize him.
He probably didn't get no ass until he got famous.
To write a story about Jared for their college newspaper, the Indiana Student Daily. He wrote how Jared lost all this weight literally just by eating Subway. This was noticed by Men's Health, and they are literally one of the biggest magazines in the world. And they featured him in an article called Stupid Diets That Actually Work. That's healthy, but that doesn't mean it's actually healthy. They've had a lot of weird health scandals, like how the tuna that they serve doesn't actually have any tuna in it. Their sandwiches are actually extremely fatty, got a lot of sodium, and very processed. It's not really
no matter how you market it, it's fast food.
And I do like Subway. To be honest, the main reason why Jared even lost the weight was because he was in such an extreme.
You look at this dude, bro.
Got a lot of sodium and very processed. It's not really stuff.
You look at this dude. Is it surprised that you like Subway? You probably love Subway, sir.
You should.
You love that $5 foot long, don't you? Oh, I subscribe.
In your body. And I do like Subway. To be honest, the main reason why Jared even lost the weight was because he was in such an extreme calorie deficit. But regardless of how dumb it was, it did help Jared lose quite a lot of weight and helped him in more ways than he really could imagine. He was slim, confident, and now could finally enjoy all the things that he really wanted to enjoy. He could finally get the real college experience. And the good things just kept on coming. Soon after the Men's Health article came out, Subway themselves got attention to Jared, and they saw huge dollar signs. They reached out and they wanted to share his story for a regional TV commercial. Nothing crazy, just a test run to see how it goes. But little did they know that on January 1st of 2000, a star was born. But first, I need to tell you guys
okay. Switch the haircut up a little bit, you know, hairline receding type shit, but like you looking a little better, you know. He look like you know, he came out of his mom's basement and shit, you know, stopped being his meek for like 2 days and shit. He look better here.
Or which is today's
you bastard, you fucking greedy, hungry.
So secure and keeping my information protected.
Nigga, flip your ad.
A normal guy.
Why'd you go back to this shirt?
Why people flocked to Jared so much. Because he wasn't anything special. He was just a regular guy. Someone that could be your neighbor, or someone that you would see at the grocery store or in the office. He was just this chill, nerdy looking, nice guy. And that's exactly why he was perfect. He was relatable. People saw a lot of themselves in him. And people in a lot of pop culture collabs. But Subway advertises to adults who are looking for something to get on their lunch break or for after work. And with the stigma of fast food being unhealthy combined with the correlation of rising obesity rates, Jared could not.
Like, I don't know. Like, I don't even want to, like, if I was in front of you, bro, I wouldn't want to talk to you, sir. I don't know why, bro. I just feel like your breath smells like nothing but fucking mayonnaise and spinach.
not have come at a better time. Also, he looked way older than he actually seemed. Like, he looks 40, but in reality he's 22, which is a surprise to me. The same year that
That's all that weight
started
loss,
being
I
in these
think.
Subway commercials, their sales skyrocketed
Cheeks
by
all
18%,
flabby and
which
shit.
is the biggest growth rate they've ever had. Subway knew
butt-
that Jared was
butt-
going
butt
to be
cheeks
the
all
future of the company,
fucking heavy
and
and
they wanted
shit.
to
All
lock
that.
him in. They offered him a deal for $1.1 million every single
No,
year.
y'all not
He would do
serious.
commercials, events, appear at openings, the works. Each ad was more iconic and successful than the last. In a matter of a few years, Jared became one of the most recognizable brand figures ever. The image of the pants that Jared used to wear at 425 pounds that are big enough to use as a tent was iconic alone. It was just such an eye-grabbing symbol, and it worked so well with Subway's new motto to eat fresh, again trying to really convince people that they're healthy, when again they're not. Between 1988 and 2011, Subway's sales went from $3 billion to $11.5 billion. Jared gave a new life to Subway, and he was inescapable. South Park mimicked him, Jimmy Kimmel mimicked him.
I remember those
hosted
episodes.
him. He was even on an episode of To Catch a Predator.
Oh,
That would age well.
ironic.
In 2004, Jared would start the Jared Foundation, a non-profit organization that was designed to help beat child obesity. Jared would help spread awareness for it by going to schools and talking to kids, and would raise
Hold on, wasn't this freak ass fucking Mario face motherfucker part of his plan or some shit? I don't know.
fight the cause. It just made him so much more likable. Jared was living the absolute dream. He was famous. He was worth over $15 million fucking dollars.
This, bro, you gotta think, bro. This dude had absolutely everything, bro. Money, women, all of this, bro. He was famous, bro. He was so respected. Then you had to do some freak Bob shit, bro. You literally had to do nothing but make commercials and eat Subway, bro. That's all you had to do. Then you had to do this. Imagine having it so easy. That's all you had to do, and you still messed it up. Thin ass glasses.
He had a hot wife, and he was traveling the world changing lives. What could possibly ruin this? Now, the cracks around Jared's character would start to unfold long before he was ever caught. His weird activity wasn't just something that happened all at once. It slowly built up over time. In fact, it happened for so long, it's actually kind of hard to determine when it officially started. The start of it was when it was revealed that the Jared Foundation was a complete sham. Barely any of the money that they raised actually went to the causes that they promised to donate to. Now, between 2008
Yeah, I
and
heard of that.
2013, they raised over
I was there.
$650,000. Yet they only donated $146,000. So where did the rest of that money go? Well, much of it was spent on Jared's fun. He used the money for golf tournaments, meals, entertainment, and more. 26% of the money raised an entire
Y'all
quarter
probably
was
like,
literally not
why this
even
nigga so
accounted
loud?
for. Where
I
that
can be
money
as loud as I
went,
want.
who knows where. The foundation didn't even spend $5 for the registration fee. $5 fucking dollars for a registration fee, even though they were alerted about this many times.
Even though this nigga had millions, bro, you couldn't pay $5.
Dissolved the organization, but the IRS still recognized it, which was really the important part. A lot of celebrities and rich people will create these non-profits to really donate all this money in front of the press and then slowly funnel it back into their own pockets. This is how they get a fat tax
refund,
because charities
yeah.
and non-profits don't get taxed. The CEO of GoPro did this, the Kardashians have done it. I mean, there's so many people that have done this.
All
It's
this stuff.
nothing new, and it's extremely common, unfortunately. But with Jared, it did not stop there because he started to get very reckless with the money. He spent tens of thousands on strip clubs and prostitutes.
Taking pictures with the bitches too.
It's extremely
He have no shame.
But with Jared, it did not stop there because he started to get very reckless with the
I'm
money.
telling
He
you,
spent
bro.
tens
Just straight sloppy, bro. Taking pictures with the Johns, bro. Cheesing ear to ear.
of thousands on
Look like a fucking gremlin.
strip clubs and prostitutes. And it's estimated that he spent at least $12,000 on escorts alone. All of this activity would eventually lead to him and his first wife getting a divorce. No one really would believe it. And his divorce was not really heavily publicized at all. The details were extremely hidden, even to this day. No one think that he would sham people like this or be unfaithful. And this simply just made things a lot worse. The money and fame was starting to really get to Jared's head, and being able to...
I mean, y'all gotta think, this nigga was a fat loser, virgin before he started eating Subway and shit, bro. The minute he became famous, what did y'all think he was gonna do, bro?
get away
Real
with
talk.
stuff like this made him feel invincible. Because you see, not only was a lot of the money from the charity spent on fun, but 60% of it actually went to the executive director of the Jared Foundation, Russell Taylor, the man who would become Jared's partner in crime. Now, Jared met Russell while he was going around and speaking at schools and needed someone to help him write a speech. And so Jared asked Russell to help him write it. Jared liked Russell and his work so much that he asked him to come along with him. And soon enough, they became best pals. Jared asked Russell to be the executive director of the Jared Foundation, and Russell happily said yes. Russell was a family man with a wife and a kid, and he had a lot of experience and nonprofits. And just like Jared, he also was into freaky shit. During the day, they would talk to kids at schools, and then during the night, they would go absolutely wild at strip clubs. They stayed at the fanciest hotels and made sure to always ball out in the private rooms. And
yeah,
together,
these niggas, bro,
their 12-year
they was living
Russell's
like
paid
straight.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to keep up his lifestyle.
He was living like
getting
GTA
paid so
characters.
much money to simply just keep up Jared's facade while also fucking hookers and doing drugs with him. And for a lot of people, that's probably a dream job. But while Russell was paid like a partner, he was treated like a servant. Jared would ask him to do various things like get the nearby stripper that he was eyeing to go home with him. And Russell was a weird dude. I mean, like, he was into bestiality, which I'll get into later. But he wouldn't realize just how fucked up Jared acted.
And no weird shit, yo. No weird shit. Have you ever seen horse porn? Chill. But listen. Listen. I think I was like 12 or 13 or some shit, bro. I hop on Pornhub, bro. It's a big ass horse dick.
Pause.
I click on the video, nigga, bitch fucking the horse. You know, I go on Pornhub, an hour later, the video gone. I don't watch that. I'm not. And I listen. If any of y'all watch that, that's really insane. You know, but I'm just saying. I've seen it before. I probably shouldn't have even told y'all this. I'm probably gonna edit this shit out the fucking video because now y'all gonna be looking at me kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. This nigga look like fucking. You like a fucking horseshoe, ugly bitch.
Actually,
Thick ass.
Now, since Russell was away from the office so much while doing all this overseas traveling, he was worried that people were sneaking into his office and stealing from him. This paranoia also came from all the drugs he was doing. So he placed these motion sensor cameras that were disguised as radios and alarm clocks to really see if there was anything going on. And he's right, there were people sneaking into his office, but they weren't stealing from him. Russell's cameras actually captured a young intern going into his office and doing it with her boyfriend, right in the room.
What?
And they were both teenagers, so obviously they were underage. Russell told Jared about it, expecting him to get disgusted and be so flabbergasted that people would do such a thing in a professional room. But Jared didn't react like that. Instead, he told Russell that he wants to see the full footage, and Russell gave it to him. Jared then asked Russell to put more cameras around the office to capture more moments like this. At first, Russell didn't do it because he thought he has to be joking. Like, they're into weird stuff, but like this is pretty crazy. But right after this, Jared then starts to buy him quite a lot of things. He gets him a brand new house, Mercedes, and pays off all of his family's expenses. And then once again, he asked Russell to put more of these cameras in his house. And this was Jared's way of getting Russell to follow his beck and call.
Like that hush money.
If Russell says no, well then, no more nice things, no more job, no more money. And so, Russell would oblige putting more of these cameras into his house. He would get more kids to stay at his home, specifically the ones that Jared really liked. He would get footage of them changing and bathing. He would even give them alcohol to make them more loose, the way that Jared liked it. He also got a really weird, sick thrill from...
They gotta make a movie off this nigga, bro. They really do, bro. I don't know why. Nah, I do know. Like, bro, a movie would be crazy, bro. You know how much money that would make? Just exposing this freak ass nigga. But like, they gotta get fucking, they gotta get like fucking Crazy Nate to play him or some shit. I don't even know who that is.
Russell, because essentially he controlled his salary. Jared would often
that nigga look just like him too.
Whenever he wanted something from Russell, he would literally say, "Remember, Daddy's paying for your things." Like, I can't make this shit up. Like, he literally enjoyed this genuine control that he had over him. Even for the fun of it, he would make him just do really weird shit, like eating food that messed up his gluten intolerance. Like, what? Like, why? Jared wouldn't even have Russell directly acquire CP from the internet to send him. In these videos, Jared found victims that were as young as 6.
I don't understand how you can do that.
If that wasn't enough, Russell would even send pictures of his stepdaughters to Jared.
Like back then, was it like less regulated? Like kids was just posting and shit? Or like,
he would go on specific types of websites that were designed to get specific types of
I feel like it would be impossible
you know
to even
I mean.
get that.
It was basically a sex trafficking website. And in 2017, Jared paid a 17-year-old for her services, if you know what I mean. He would even do it again with
Well, I thought he got
her
arrested in
Ritz-Carlton, which is
2015.
like one of the bougiest hotels ever. And Jared was fully aware that she was underage. This is confirmed. But at the same time that Jared even tried to acquire another escort that was 16 years old. As he states, the younger the better. Jared would do this pretty often. He would offer fellow escorts a finder's fee if they were able to find him underage workers. This would be right after
you pay escorts to sniff their feet and shit and fucking I don't know, you do coke off their fucking ankles and shit.
With them so that he knew that they were not undercover cops. Now, this specific story is the only confirmed one that happened. How many times he actually did it is quite literally uncountable. He did this all over.
He got the red shit near his nose, bro. I'm saying.
A lot of that shit goes down.
Leave that shit
Russell
alone.
would say himself in court. But even then, Jared was just completely unstoppable. On the surface, he really kept up the wholesome image. He got married to a new wife who was a teacher, and they had 2 kids together. And he was still doing all the charity work and the commercials. But eventually, things would start to crumble down for him. Now, back in 2007, during Jared's first ever marriage, one of the women that he allegedly had an affair with was a radio host by the name of Rochelle. Now, I say allegedly because it's rumored that they slept together, but nothing really actually confirms this, at least to what I know. Now, during this time, Jared was speaking at a local middle school and she wanted to interview him, and they filmed a television program later in the auditorium of that same school. Now, while they sat on the couch getting ready to film this program, Jared was kind of flirting with her a little bit, touching her arm and stuff, and then he leaned into her ear and straight up said, "I find middle school girls so hot." Just out of the blue.
Why would you admit that,
why he
ever?
admitted this to a completely random person is beyond me. Maybe it was part of like this weird thrill where he would tease people and tell people all this weird shit he was doing, thinking that he would get away with it.
But that's the thing, like, even if it was like a kink or something, like, I don't know, like, bro, if it was sort of like a thing where it was like, oh, it's so thrilling, like, oh, it's so sexy, like, oh, you're gonna find this sexy because I'm doing, this crazy shit. There is no one in the world. Well, let me not say no one in the world, because obviously it's motherfuckers like Jared that exists everywhere. But like, there's a lot of people in the world who don't find that type of stuff attractive, sir. Or you doing that act attractive? That's kind of weird.
Maybe it's because he knew it was wrong and deep down was trying to subconsciously confess it. Either way, Rochelle was just beyond stunned by this.
She looked
and
country.
she knew she had to do something about it because clearly something was going to happen. She went to the
cooking
police and
straight
told them
fucking-
exactly what he told her.
fucking
but
lamb
they couldn't really do
soon as you get
anything.
home.
Yeah, it's fucked up to be attracted to kids, but technically he didn't actually do anything to any kids, or at least as far as they know, so there really was nothing to arrest him for. So over time, she would start to record their conversations on the phone. Slowly over time, she tried to ease him into confessing
Oh, she
some of the
aged-
shit that he's done.
she
This took
aged
4
poorly.
Years of
She
hours
like
and
fucking-
hours of extremely
she's like Miss
long,
Piggy.
uncomfortable conversations, but eventually she was able to get something out of it. Jared would eventually admit to her for his weird desire for wanting to sleep with minors and the strategies that he did for making it happen. And the tapes are literally copyrighted, so I can't actually play them for you, but just know it's very fucked up. But not only did Jared admit to that, but he also did confess to a lot of the minors that he did sleep with, including some of his friends' daughters. After 4 years of enduring the weirdest late night talks followed by hours of crying after every single one, she finally had something to turn into the FBI. She had hours and hours of all this evidence. Now, what did they do with all of it? Well, nothing. Jack shit. Now, again, admitting to wanting to sleep with minors is not really proof of anything directly. That's fucked up, but it still doesn't mean he actually did anything. And as for the confessions of sleeping with underage escorts and fellow people's daughters, well, apparently...
Like, did y'all not expect this man to be a pedo? Look at him, bro.
that still wasn't enough proof of anything. Even though he literally admitted to doing this, it wasn't enough for some reason for the FBI to actually arrest him. Now, even though Jared literally had recorded evidence of him sleeping with minors, the FBI claims that the only way they could actually have a case against him is if they discovered that he literally possessed CP, or if a victim came forward. But none of this happened. Now, Rochelle often boasts herself as the woman who took down Jared and worked directly with the FBI.
I ain't never seen the FBI give a nigga so many chances. Cause what? FBI, the FBI be the first motherfuckers to be all up in your shit, bro. As soon as you say something online, oh, the FBI at your door. As soon as you do something, the FBI at your door, bro. You can make a joke, the FBI right there. Why y'all taking chances on this nigga? Is he paying them or something?
But that's not really true. Even though she got quite a
Y'all
lot
know
of
you're
stuff
free.
that should have been used against him, it didn't really actually lead to an investigation on him. But she did convince the public of how fucked up he was, because when these tapes came out, it was extremely disturbing. So what actually led to him getting caught? In September of 2014, a Jane Doe report came forward claiming that Russell Taylor tried to send her CP. And in case you don't know, Jane Doe is the name that people go under when they try to be anonymous. Now, Russell and his wife had an open marriage where they did a lot of weird shit with a lot of weird people, but it wasn't like on some Diddy shit, you know? Now, this Jane Doe person in particular actually happened to own quite a few horses. And then one day, Russell asked her if he can do it with one of the horses. Remember how I said he was into bestiality? Yeah, I kinda meant that shit. She thinks he's joking, but then he sends her a picture of a naked woman with a dog doing a certain type of activity. And then he offered to send her CP. He never actually sent it, but this was just enough to get his home
Jared,
raided
bro.
by the FBI.
Jared, bro, why are your niggas in your operation moving sloppy, cuz? Your man's really got you. Your man's really got you packed up.
And they found terabytes upon terabytes of dark shit. However, this did not immediately connect to Jared. Not yet, at least. Now, when all this happened, Jared acted like as if he had no idea what was happening, and it was a complete shocker to him. I was shocked to learn of the disturbing allegations against Mr. Taylor.
Throwing niggas under the bus,
The Jared
look.
Foundation is severing all ties with Taylor. Jared led Russell.
Throwing niggas under the bus.
Shocker. The public thought Jared was clean, but people close to them knew that Jared was involved in some sort of way, they just couldn't really prove it yet. Now, Jared did try to buy Russell's silence by basically paying for all his family's expenses and continuing to send money into his account quietly. But the problem was this didn't really matter because the evidence was already stacked against Jared. He just didn't know it yet. In the summer of 2015, Jared's last ever commercial with Subway would premiere.
Hi, I'm Jared the Subway guy, and this is my story. Young guy eats too much junk food and gains a lot of weight.
Bingo pal here. You
I
want
feel
to
like-
keep fighting.
Guy changes his
I ain't
life
gonna lie.
by eating at Subway twice
I
a
feel
day.
like for Subway to be obsessed with this nigga, bro,
Loses over 200
for
pounds.
literally doing the bare minimum, like y'all don't get bored of his story,
Guy
bro.
now has 2 kids.
Like, how did this nigga keep this shit going for 15 years, bro? He kept this shit going for 15 fucking years. Y'all don't get bored of hearing the exact same story. Y'all know his story already. He ate Subway. He lost weight. That's it. This shit should have died down after like 3 years.
And even more reason to pass on better eating habits.
This
to
shit
young
would have
people
especially
everywhere.
died down in like a year.
This is my story.
Now.
Ready to write yours? Subway. Eat fresh.
This
When
nigga
Jared
did all
and
this
Russell
fat
were
shit in like
doing their work,
2020, bro.
they were
Niggas would
pretty
not know who
confident
he
about
was
how
by
they were
now.
sending each other material because they really thought they were going to get away with it. A little too confident. So much so that the police didn't actually need to raid Russell's house at all to find the evidence against Jared. It was right on his phone. Russell and Jared had constantly texted each other CP. Many of the victims were kids that were acquired from the Jared Foundation, which is all that the cops needed to raid Jared's home. And they found a good amount of stuff. The police found 2 SD cards of CP from Eastern Europe, and Jared was officially done. The new
You gotta think, like, but nigga, that's the only porn you watch, bro? Like, you don't, like, you was just watching straight fucking amateur child porn, bro. You don't watch any other shit, bro. You don't even know who the known porn stars are. Like, what is wrong with you?
This came as a complete shock to everybody. The same wholesome guy who lost
This
all
bitch
of
is
his
that
weight and
look
was doing
young,
all
bro.
this charity was
In like the
actually
regular
fucked
porn,
up
bro. You ain't want to watch
people.
that. What
Immediately,
you wanted to watch?
everyone who worked close to him or knew him cut ties. Subway dropped the partnership. His wife divorced
Yup.
him. He was supposed to be in this movie Sharknado 3 that dropped him immediately. His career was in the toilet. A month
movie
later,
looks so
Jared
ass.
committed to a plea agreement where he would plead guilty to 2 counts of receiving and distributing CP and 1 count of engaging
This lineup fucked up. What the fuck?
with a minor. This was simply only a fraction of the actual shit he did, and he was sentenced to 13 years in jail, while
6
Russell
too?
only got 27 years in jail, and it's highly likely that Jared will be out as early as 2029. But at least a significant amount of his fortune was wiped from him. He had to pay $1.4 million to 14 different victims, so $100,000 each. His wife got $7 million from the divorce, and who knows how much money he spent on all of these legal fees. He does
Didn't he
still
get beat
have
up in
around
prison?
$4 million, but at least a very big amount was wiped from him. Jared really had the audacity before his sentencing to claim that he was simply trying to be a good person and get all this activity behind him. I don't know when he planned to do that because he was doing all this weird shit for over a decade. He even tried to get his sentencing appealed because he argued that the judge had something against pedos, which is kind of like a no-brainer.
Duh.
The justice system has something against people that diddle kids. That's kind of how it fucking works. I don't know what kind of argument he was trying to present with that. And obviously, as you can imagine, this was a PR nightmare for Subway. A simple announcement on Twitter saying that he's no longer a part of their brand was not going to cut it. They basically had to completely redo their marketing strategy. For 15 years, Jared was their main thing, so they had to find a new main thing. Their new campaign was Founded on Fresh, which kind of focused on the history of Subway and how
Yo,
they sourced their
I know Subway was fucking mad as fuck when they found this shit. Like, yo, you could tell, you could even tell now, like, bro, like, it's a fucking void with Subway, like they don't even want to have a new nigga, bro. They don't want to have a new nigga. They don't, like, everything be so fucking, it's so weird with them now.
ingredients. One of their biggest campaigns was the $5 footlong, but they stopped doing that because of inflation and how it wasn't really that profitable. So
It ain't like
instead they
$6 now?
introduced the $7,
$7.
which was
My
basically
fault.
trying to really capture that spark again. Their sales were extremely hurt
Not
from the
hard.
controversy, but overall in the long run, their sales weren't hurt that badly. However, a lot of
Shit make me
people
wanna
do
sub
wonder
right
just
now.
how much Subway really knew about Jared and if they were able to stop it. He was so comfortable with telling random people like Rochelle about his crazy ass fantasies. How many people did he just casually say things like this to, and how many of them did nothing? Surely she wasn't the only one, and she wasn't. In 2004, Subway's vice president of marketing was actually alerted about an incident where Jared tried to solicit an underage girl at a Vegas event. Nothing happened. In 2008, various Subway franchisees owners tried to warn the CEO himself about Jared's weird ass
Bro,
comments about
I can't imagine this dude being like this open about his pedophilia. This open about his pedophilia. This non-caring about anything that he says, and for him to not get caught for 15 years, bro. For him to not get caught. And you gotta think, bro, Subway is marketed, just like you said, it's marketed for adults. Bro, that's all you had. That's all you had to do, bro. You just had to eat fucking subs and do nothing, bro. You chose to fucking cure world hunger or some shit, bro. What are you doing with children? What do children got to do with Subway, sir? Like, I should have seen this from a mile away, bro. You get famous and the first thing you try to do is fucking talk to kids.
Again, nothing happened. Jared's ex-wife even tried to file a lawsuit against Subway claiming that they knew and did nothing. In the suit, she says that Subway received at least 3 different reports about Jared's weird-ass activity with minors, and they did nothing. She even claims that a Subway employee just straight up admitted to not doing anything. The case was dismissed because this was filed in Indiana and Subway operates their business outside of Indiana. Yes, that was enough to get the lawsuit dismissed. So anyone involved that may have looked the other way and knew about Jared's activity got off scot-free. But at least Jared got what he deserves, for now. Jared definitely has not gotten easy in prison.
Nigga, your hairline getting off your head scot-free, bro. The fuck?
He's been being relentlessly by inmates. In case you don't know,
My fault, yo. My shit had
6
cut off for a
years,
second.
He expressed that
I don't
he
know what
really
happened.
screwed up and that he was being completely selfish. That he constantly thinks about how he let his family down. He claims that in prison, he's actually been in the best shape ever as he's been running 4 miles a day. When he gets out in 2029, either he actually
Bitch
learns
ass
from his
lying.
lessons or he's just as bad as he was before. Jared's story is a tale about even how
When he gets out, bro, I see him doing like fucking interviews with like so many degenerates and shit. Like that's gonna be like a pop culture moment when this nigga gets out, bro. Like, he's probably gonna make his money back just by doing interviews with these fucking lunatics.
humble people in the world can become some of the most fucked up people that you know. Jared was given the golden ticket of a lifetime.
Like,
Literally
like
made
when he
generation
gets out, he's
well
literally
known
gonna be a
around the world
fucking
and
meme.
showing people his pants. Being
That's
famous
it.
while getting to change lives is a dream come true. And it was literally given to Jared on a golden platter. But he still used it for evil. At the end of the day, you can give almost anybody on the planet the tools for full fulfillment. But if deep down there's a monster in there, it will come out in some sort of way.
True that. Well, thanks for fucking with the video, y'all. If you want more, make sure to like, subscribe, sub up, all that bullshit, bro. Watch out for any other posts. I'm thinking about playing Ninja Gaiden. I know the new one about to come out. So yeah, if you fuck with me, like, subscribe, share, do all that bullshit, and I'm out.